9.2 Grammar. Active versus passive. 1. A. Read the text and correct 5 mistakes with passives. Sam is Generation Y. She was born in the 1990s and was brought up in a world of social media, technological progress, and globalization. Sam has a university education, a good standard of living, and a busy social life, but she is miserable. According to recent research, unhappiness is felt more often by this generation than the previous one. Some of the reasons may seem obvious. For example, unemployment and expensive housing are causing pressure for people. Nowadays, each graduate-level job, meaning it requires university education, is chased by over 100 people, and millennials are much less likely to have their own home than earlier generations. However, these are not new problems. Such issues have been faced by young people for a long time. Instead, some alternative reasons have been suggested by recent research. The first is that Generation Y expect more from life than their parents did and are disappointed when they don't get it. While Generation X hoped for a secure job, Generation Y expected the job to be interesting as well as secure. Secondly, Generation Y have been told to believe in themselves and that they deserve success quickly. In the past, years of hard work was seen as normal, while Generation Y believe they should have a management-level job within a few years of starting work. It is these differences between expectation and real life that make Generation Y less happy than their parents. So, how can someone in the Y generation be happy? The best way is not to give up dreams, but to understand that no job is perfect and any kind of success will probably only be achieved by years of hard work. Sam is Generation Y. She was born in the 1990s and was brought up in a world of social media, technological progress, and globalization. Sam has a university education, a good standard of living, and a busy social life, but she is miserable. According to recent research, unhappiness is felt more often by this generation than the previous one. B. Read the text again and underline 5 correct examples of the passive. Sam is Generation Y. She was born in the 1990s and was brought up in a world of social media, technological progress, and globalization. Sam has a university education, a good standard of living, and a busy social life, but she is miserable. According to recent research, unhappiness is felt more often by this generation than the previous one. Some of the reasons may seem obvious. For example, unemployment and expensive housing are causing pressure for people. Nowadays, each graduate-level job, meaning it requires university education, is chased by over 100 people, and millennials are much less likely to have their own home than earlier generations. However, these are not new problems. Such issues have been faced by young people for a long time. Instead, some alternative reasons have been suggested by recent research. The first is that Generation Y expect more from life than their parents did and are disappointed when they don't get it. While Generation X hoped for a secure job, Generation Y expected the job to be interesting as well as secure. Secondly, Generation Y have been told to believe in themselves and that they deserve success quickly. In the past, years of hard work was seen as normal, while Generation Y believed they should have a management-level job within a few years of starting work. It is these differences between expectation and real life that make Generation Y less happy than their parents. So how can someone in the Y generation be happy? The best way is not to give up dreams, but to understand that no job is perfect and any kind of success will probably only be achieved by years of hard work. Sam is Generation Y. She was born in the 1990s and was brought up in a world of social media, technological progress, and globalization. Sam has a university education, a good standard of living, and a busy social life, but she is miserable. According to recent research, unhappiness is felt more often by this generation than the previous one. 2. A. Rewrite sentences 1 through 6 using passives. Do not say who did the action. 1. People give the Institute €1,000,000 a year. The Institute's given €1,000,000 a year. 2. One day they will discover a cure for cancer. One day a cure for cancer will be discovered. 3. Someone stole the files last year. The files were stolen last year. 4. They took these photos at the end of the war. These photos were taken at the end of the war. 5. The searchers have found the missing people. The missing people have been found. 6. Someone cleans the paintings once a year. The paintings are cleaned once a year. B9.3. Listen and check.
Unit 9. Recording 3. 1.
The Institute's given €1,000,000 a year.
2.
One day a cure for cancer will be discovered.
3.
The files were stolen last year.
4.
These photos were taken at the end of the war.
5.
The missing people have been found.
6.
The paintings are cleaned once a year.
What happens to the pronunciation of the auxiliary verbs are, were, has/hasn't been, and have been? Listen again and repeat. The auxiliary verbs are, were, has/hasn't been, and have been are contracted, said in a shortened way. Vocabulary. Periods of time. 3. Replace the underlined phrases with the phrases in the box. The generation, over a quarter century, millennium, just over a century ago, era, half a century, over 7 decades, just over a fortnight. 1. The 18th century was a great period of time for music. Arab. 2. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison, over a quarter century. 3. In 1909, Geronimo, the Native American leader, died, just over a century ago. 4. We're in the first stage of a new 1,000-year cycle, millennium. 5. Louis XIV ruled France for 72 years, over 7 decades. 6. A world full of technology is normal for those people born in the 1990s, the generation. 7. Jack Kerouac wrote On the Road, a classic novel about 1960s freedom, in about 18 days, just over a fortnight. 8. Fidel Castro led Cuba for nearly 50 years, half a century. Vocabulary Plus. Collocations. 4A. Complete phrases 1 through 16 with come, give, have, or make. Use each verb 4 times. 1. Have a good time. 2. Make progress. 3. Give a talk. 4. Come first. 5. Have a break. 6. Have a dream. 7. Come first. 8. Give instructions. 9. Give directions. 10. Have trouble. 11. Come back. 12. Make a mess. 13. Give me a call. 14. Make a profit. 15. Come by car. 16. Make a decision. Complete 1 through 5 with 2 collocations with the same verb. Make sure you use the correct tense. 1. I'm having trouble with this report. It's really difficult to write. I think I'll have a break and finish it later. 2. In 2009, the company made a decision to close its European offices. After 2 years, it made a profit of over $1 million. 3. Can you give me a call when you get this message? I need you to give me directions to your house. I'm completely lost. 4. Drawing didn't come naturally to me. It took me years to become good at it, but last year I came first in an art competition. 5. The boss is going to give a talk to the employees. He wants to give instructions on how to use the new software. Reading. 5. A. Look at the table. What information do you think goes in gaps 1 through 6? Read the text below and check your ideas. Known for. Gertrude Stein, a raider, named them. Millions died in World War I, 1914 to 1918. Name. The Lost Generation. Born around 1880 to 1995. Generation X, 1960s and 1970s. Origin of name. A novel, Generation X, Tales for an Accelerated Culture. Known for. Being successful in USA. Known for. Rebelling against their parents' values, not wanting to work for the same company their whole life, listening to grunge music, playing video games. Known for. Love of technology, amazing networkers, constantly online, great multitaskers. Generations and generalizations. Young people these days, they contradict their parents, chatter in the company of guests, eat their food too quickly, and are rude to their teachers. Who said this? Was it a tired, stressed 21st century parent? No. These words were said by Socrates in Athens 2,500 years ago. It seems that every generation complains about the next generation. But now there's another element. In the 20th century, we began naming each generation. First came the Lost Generation, born around 1880 to 1895. This was the generation which fought in World War I, 1914 to 1918, in which over 15 million people were killed. American writer Gertrude Stein is famous for naming it the Lost Generation, but actually it was her French car mechanic, she lived in Paris, who first used the expression. He complained that the young mechanics who worked for him were useless at their jobs, and he described them as a génération perdue, a lost generation. Stein borrowed the expression. After the Second World War, there was the boomer generation, or the baby boomers. This was the generation born between 1945 and about 1960, a period when birth rates increased throughout the world. In the USA, the baby boomers are seen as the great, successful generation, which made their country rich. The next generation was called Generation X. The name was popularized by Canadian writer Douglas Coupland in his 1991 novel Generation X, Tales for an Accelerated Culture. People from Generation X, born in the 1960s and 1970s, rebelled against their parents' values. They didn't want to work for the same company their whole life, and they spent their time listening to grunge music or playing video games. The next generation has two names, Generation Y and the Millennials. Generation Y was first described in detail in 2000 when Neil Howe and William Strauss wrote Millennials Rising, the Next Great Generation. Generation Y, people who were born in the 1980s and 1990s, is known for its love of technology, iPods, mobile phones, digital cameras, digital everything. They are amazing networkers, constantly online, and great multitaskers. They can read web pages, listen to music on their iPods, and write instant messages, all at the same time. But are these generational names correct? Can we really describe a whole generation as having similar habits and qualities? How similar are the lives of teenagers in New York to the lives of teenagers in rural China or Peru? In 2010, only a quarter of the world's population used the internet. Only a small percentage of those had iPods. So can we say this generation loves technology? Are we really talking about generations or generalizations? B. Complete the questions. 1. What did Socrates say about the younger generation? Young people these days, they contradict their parents, chatter in the company of guests, eat their food too quickly, and are rude to their teachers. 2. When did we begin naming each generation? In the 20th century. 3. How many people were killed in World War I? Over 15 million. 4. What happened after the Second World War? From 1945 to 1960. Birth rates increased throughout the world. 5. Who wrote Millennials Rising, the Next Great Generation, or first described Generation Y in detail? Neil Howe and William Strauss. 6. How many people used the internet in 2010? 25% of the world's population. C. Match words 1 to 6 with definitions A through F. 1. Contradict. Line 1. 1E. Disagree, saying that the opposite is true. 2. Chatter. Line 2. 2D. Talk quickly in a friendly way about unimportant things. 3. Birth rate. Line 22. 3C. The number of children born in a particular year or place. 4. Popularize. Line 26. 4A. Make something known and liked by many people. 5. Networkers. Line 38. B. People who spend a lot of time communicating and sharing information with others. 6. Multitaskers. Line 39. F. People who can do lots of things at the same time.